Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Dear friends in the Dhamma, and today we are going to discuss one of the main topics in Buddhism, that is karma, the karmic law. I think last time also we have discussed the karmic law. All of you have already known something what karmic law is. That is very important. This is not a special topic in Buddhism because other religions also have discussed this karmic law. But when we say Buddhism, Buddhism has some kind of special things about karmic law. We will discuss about those things. That is very beneficial for your understanding. Okay? Buddhism says, Buddhism encourages us always to improve our wisdom, intelligence, comprehension, understanding. That is the very, very important thing in our life. Buddhism says it has wisdom or panya, intelligence, or samadhi, right understanding. I think all of you have heard about it. Samadhi, right understanding, or panya in Buddhism, Buddha's language. Okay? Why Buddha has explained wisdom as a very special topic in his teaching. Wisdom. What is the purpose of wisdom? Why do we improve our wisdom? What is the opposite thing of wisdom?
Ignorance.
Yes, ignorance or delusion. Ignorance or delusion. Delusion is the opposite side of wisdom. And when we suffer in time, it means we are ignorant. If we can overcome little by little ignorance or delusion, it helps us to overcome suffering. And defilements, negative thoughts arise because of delusion or ignorance. Whenever you are suffering, it means your mind is in the past or future. You have no mindfulness. If you are mindfully living, then you are not suffering. And that is why Buddha has explained the importance of practicing wisdom and overcoming ignorance. And in this situation, we have some doors. When we enter the liberation, Buddha has explained 4 doors. 5 doors. 5 doors. There are 5 doors where we can improve our wisdom, intelligence. Buddha has explained in his teachings that as vimuttayatana. Vimutta means liberation. Ayatana means doors or entrances. There are 5 doors or entrances that Buddha has explained through where we have to enter to the liberation. I think you have heard it before. And one of them is listening to Dhamma. If you are listening to Dhamma mindfully, that is one of the ways that you can improve your intelligence, wisdom. But you should have good attention and mindfulness. That is why when Buddha was delivering his lectures, at sometimes when he was living, some people attain enlightenment while they were listening. Because listening also one of the ways, one of the paths that we can improve our intelligence. And listening to Dhamma is one of the ways. Okay, this is very important. And not only listening to Dhamma, but there are other things. Preaching Dhamma, explaining Dhamma, delivering a lecture in Dhamma is also one of the ways, doors to achieve enlightenment. For example, there were some monks, when they went to deliver a sermon, they were in some levels in spirituality. End of the sermon, they had achieved some kind of high spiritual levels. Because while they were preaching Dhamma, they could improve their intelligence. Because when someone explains the Buddha's real message, at that moment he is completely in wisdom. That is why not only listening, but if you can explain something that you have already understood to someone, then at that moment you can improve your wisdom. Don't miss that chance. And preaching Dhamma, preaching or delivering some lectures. The third one.
Confidence in the Dhamma.
That is also one of the qualities, but here it is not a door. Okay, thank you. And the other thing is discussion. When you discuss Dhamma, if you discuss the real Dhamma, which consists of dependent origination, impermanence, that is also one of the ways, one of the paths that you can improve your intelligence. Discussion. Discussion also very important. Discussion. Buddha says, how do we understand a person? How do we recognize the person, whether he is intelligent or not? How do we understand a person? Have you heard it? How do we recognize the person, whether he is intelligent? What is the highest way that we can understand a person, whether he is intelligent, whether he is wise?
Through discussion with him.
Yes, very good. Discussing with him. When we see someone, sometimes they have good discipline. They are so pleasant. They have good gestures, physical personality, bodybuilding. But those are not the qualities that we can understand a person according to Buddhism. The highest way that we can recognize the person is to discuss. Through discussing, we can understand where that person is. Therefore, they explain one of the ways that we can improve our wisdom is the discussion. Discussion also one of the doors to liberation. Okay, the fourth one is chanting. If we chant some blessings, not only blessings, but if you chant down some doctrines in Buddhism with the meaning, if you know the meaning, when you recite some stanzas or sentences in Buddhism with Buddha's doctrine, at that moment we are fully in that understanding. Therefore, don't neglect chanting. Chanting also very important. There were some enlightened persons when Buddha was living. While they were chanting some discourses, they attained enlightenment. That is also very important, chanting. What is the fifth one? Prananda? Fifth one is that many people believe that this is only way to liberation. But that is not true. This is not only one thing, one of them. Meditation. Especially sitting meditation. Meditation is 20%. But don't forget, in Dhamma it says that we have no listening, preaching, discussion or chanting without meditation. It means if we want to keep them as meditation, liberation techniques, we should do these four things with mindfulness. Whenever you are mindful, it means you are not away from meditation. Meditation means not only living, not only sitting in a particular posture. Whenever you are in mindfulness, it means you are in meditation. Yes.
Why isn't the Eightfold Path or living the Dharma on that list?
Yes, very good question. Eightfold Path. Actually, Eightfold Path can be included into these five things. We discuss Eightfold Path here. We preach Eightfold Path. We discuss Eightfold Path. We chant Eightfold Path. We meditate on the Eightfold Path. Eightfold Path can be explained in several ways. Okay, sometimes Buddha has explained Eightfold Path. Then sometimes all these 8 things Buddha has explained in 7 enlightenment factors. Sometimes Buddha has explained those 7 things in 5 spiritual faculties. Sometimes Buddha has explained these 5 things in 4 noble truths. Sometimes Buddha has explained these 4 things in 4-fold mindfulness. Sometimes Buddha has explained these 4 things in 3 disciplines: Sila, Samadhi, Panya, virtue, concentration, and insight meditation. Sometimes Buddha has explained these 3 things into both ways, that concentration and insight meditation. Sometimes Buddha has included everything in mindfulness. That is why Buddha said, practicing mindfulness is the only way for liberation. Practicing mindfulness is the only way to achieve enlightenment. Practicing mindfulness is the only way to get rid of suffering. Practicing mindfulness is the only way to achieve wisdom. Therefore, all of them depend on mindfulness. We can see some kind of similarities among those doctrines. These are the places where you go to the river. River is only one river. What is the river? The river is the Eightfold Path. There are several places that we can go to the river. The places are different, but the river is same. Yes? Can you understand? Okay. That is very good, but here we are discussing the importance of these 5 things. Okay, for your understanding. And however, always we should understand the path of liberation. Buddha says very clearly, Janato aham bhikkhave asvanam khayam vadami. No ajanato, no apassato. I proclaim the path of liberation for the people who know the path, who see the path. It means when we start this journey, spiritual journey, we should have a good understanding what we practice, where we are going to, what is the destination. That is why, yes?
So when you talk about liberation, is that the same as enlightenment? It's the same thing?
Yes, enlightenment is same, but there are several ways, paths, that we can enter the enlightenment.
So if you're practicing mindfulness and you're not suffering, that's the form of you're in enlightenment at that particular time?
Yes, when we practice mindfulness, as Buddha explained, according to Buddha explained, if we practice mindfulness, it means we are on the path, we are on the way. But we should have clear understanding what is mindfulness, what is impermanence, what is Eightfold Path, what is Four Noble Truths. That is why when we are in this class, we usually discuss the path. That is very important. Without path, we can reach the destination. Even though we have courage, even though we have dedication, if we don't have clear understanding what we practice and what is the purpose of Buddhism, we are unable to reach the destination. That is why again and again we should clear our knowledge. We should purify our knowledge. That is very important. If we have clear understanding, if we have good vision, what Buddha explained, it means every moment we are on the path. Every moment we are reaching the destination. From morning to night, we are on the path of liberation if we are knowledgeable and also if we are mindful. Not only knowledge that we should have, but we should have mindfulness. Both of them are very important. Okay, here in this handout, especially we hope to discuss the karmic law. That is also very important because karmic law, understanding of the karmic law is the first step of wisdom. Wisdom can be divided into two. Wisdom, comprehension, intelligence, for right understanding can be divided into two. Can you remember, Mr. Selvan?
There are two different parts. The diligence part.
Different steps.
Pardon?
Steps. When we discuss wisdom, it can be divided into two. Two steps. Can you remember?
Dependent origination.
Yes, that is also one of the steps. How's the other one?
Karmic law.
Yes, very good. Karmic law. The first step. The first step of understanding of the karmic law. That is very important. A lot of people do bad deeds, misbehaviors in this world because of no understanding about the karmic law. Therefore, throughout listening to Buddha's message, first of all, we improve our knowledge about the karmic law. What is the nature of the karmic law? Whatever we do with volition, intention, we will have the same result. If we do something with impure mind, physically, verbally, or mentally, we will have bad results, evil results, negative results, because of polluted mind. If we do something with pure mind, we will have fruitful results because of pure mind. And this is the first understanding in wisdom that Buddhism explained. As much as we have this understanding, we always try to go away from evil and negative thoughts. And also we try to develop good thoughts in our mind. As much as we are knowledgeable about the karmic law, we don't like to suffer. We don't like to get evil results. Because all of us like to be happy. Our main purpose is happiness. We don't like to suffer. If we have this understanding, we always try to overcome negative thoughts, unwholesome thoughts, and also we try to develop positive thoughts. What are the negative thoughts that disturb our peace of mind? Anger, greed, ignorance. These are the main unwholesome emotions that disturb our peace of mind. And as the result of these negative thoughts, negative results come to our life. And we don't like it. And also we try to develop good emotions, good ideas. What are the positive energy that we can improve, generate? Generosity, practicing generosity, offering something to others, we increase our generosity in mind. And also practicing loving kindness, we try to overcome anger. And by listening to Dhamma, and explaining Dhamma, discussing Dhamma, chanting Dhamma, and also meditating, we try to develop positive thoughts for our happiness, for our inner peace. And this is the first understanding of karmic law here, especially discuss the nature of the karmic law that Buddha has explained. One day Buddha says, Kammasako hi kammadayado abinhan pacchavekitabam. I am the owner of the actions, the inheritor, the origin, the relation, and refuge of actions. Whatever actions I perform, whether good or evil, I will be their inheritor. This must be reflected upon again and again by one who has gone forth. We should reflect on this reality again and again, always. If we know this reality, always we try to overcome negative thoughts and always we try to develop positive energy. Improving positive energy is like decorating our mind. We do a lot of things to decorate our houses, our clothes, our body. We do a lot of things to decorate. It is not bad, but Buddhism has explained the importance of decorating our mind, because we go everywhere with our mind. Even though our house is very beautiful, we are not always at home. Even though our vehicle is so luxurious, very comfortable, we are not always in vehicle. Even though our cloth is very beautiful and pleasant, always we don't wear the same clothes. Even though our complexion is very beautiful, always we are not in front of the mirror. But however, how about our mind? Wherever we are with our mind, not only we are awakening, but even when we sleep, we are with our mind. That is why one of our main goals should be to purify our mind. If our mind is very pure and calm, we go everywhere with that pure mind. That is why Buddha says, always try to practice generosity, offering something to others. First of all, you can help your parents, your close relatives, friends. Then little by little, you can help others. Generally, we help others like our relatives and friends. But the concept of bodhisattva is not only helping our close relatives and friends. Even some people are our enemies. We are ready to help them. That is the highest mental situation. It means our personality is very high. If we are ready to help others who have disturbed our success, it means our mental situation is very high, very strong. And in this situation, Buddha says karma and its effect is very important. Karma means actions that we do with volition, intention. Those are the karmas that Buddhism has explained which bring us results. If you do something without volition, it is not the real karma as Buddhism, according to Buddhism. Karma means whatever we do with intention, volition, that is the karma. That comes to result in this life or hereafter. But the thing is, the process is invisible. Results can be seen, but karmic process cannot be seen. It is invisible. It is like electricity. You can see the wire, but you can see the electricity. But when bulbs are shining, you can see the result. Our karmic energy also like that. We can't see the karmic process, but we can see the result. And first of all, we should understand this thing in confidence. Confidence is very important on this path. It is not just a blind faith. It is an understandable confidence. When we practice good deeds, we can see the result. Then we are confident in the karmic law. When you practice good deeds in your life, you can succeed this life. You can make good friends. You can develop your health, longevity, good complexion, good education, good employment as the result of your good activities in this life. And also in this sutta, especially we are going to discuss very special discourse here, Kamma Sutta in page 4. Buddha has explained here there are 4 kinds of karma. They are kanha vipakam. There are some karmas or actions that are black, which consequence black result. Black result. There are some actions that are black, which consequence black result. What is that? If we do something with impure mind, polluted mind, wicked mind, then we will have the black result. That's a very special thing in Buddhism. There are some colors, black and white. White, the symbol of purification. Black is the symbol of evil. That is why Buddhist people always wear white clothes when they come to the temples for religious activities. And white is the symbol of the purification. And black is the symbol of evil. But here the concept is completely different. Sometimes, don't worry, but I explain the concept of Buddhism. And because when we go to a wedding, there we wear white clothes. When we go to a funeral, we wear white clothes. When you go to a birthday party, we wear white clothes. That is one of the traditions in Buddhist culture. However, black is the symbol of evil. And black means our mind is polluted. And also it means ignorance. The second one is Sukhang Sukha Vipakang. Sukha means white or bright. There are some actions that are white, which consequence white or bright results. If we do something with completely pure mind, with generosity, loving kindness and wisdom, then the results are white and bright. It consequences white results, fruitful results, as the result of good deeds. We will be reborn in the heavenly realm and Brahma realm, where we can see suffering, physical suffering. That is the second one. The third one, there are some karmas or actions that are black and white, which consequence black and white results. What is that?
Is it because when there is misunderstanding?
Yes, sometimes misunderstanding. It means sometimes we do good deeds, sometimes we do bad deeds. Sometimes we do some good deeds with some intentions, some ideas, some other way. For example, when we offer something to others, we want to improve our fame or our appreciation. We wish appreciations of others while we are offering something to others. Then our mind is not pure. And also we do some service to the world. We want to go forward in the society throughout practicing generosity. It is not completely pure. It means it mixed with white and black. And if we do these activities, as the result of these things, we will have good results and bad results as well. Especially, having a birth in human life is a result of these activities. But the special thing is here, we are intelligent to understand the reality, because we can compare good and bad in this world. Because there are some people who are suffering, there are some people who have a good life. When we compare these situations, we are able to go forward on this spiritual path if we are knowledgeable in Buddhist doctrine. That is a good chance. That is why all Buddhas appear in this human world. This is the proper place that we can develop our energy, spiritual energy. Because we can compare both of them, good and bad. Everything we can compare in this human world. We have a lot of chances. These three things can be seen in the world. These three things are included in the work in the samsaric circle. We are not away from this circle even though we do or bad. Whether we do good or bad. If we do good deeds, you will have good results in this samsaric journey. If you do bad deeds in your mind, you will have negative results. But you are not away from this circle. Why is that? This is the place where Buddhism differs from other religions. Very important place is here. These three things can be seen in the world, whether Buddha appeared or not in the world. whether, when Buddha appeared in the world, there were some ascetic people who had developed their mind to the maximum level, eradicating negative thoughts, except delusion, without delusion. They had eradicated, reduced other defilements like craving, lust, jealousy, anger. They had eradicated those negative thoughts, unwholesome thoughts for eons of time, for a long time, but they didn't understand the nature of ignorance. That is why they couldn't go away from this circle. What is the reason? In this world, this is the place where Buddhism and other religions and philosophies are different. Here, the nature of this activity is, we think that before we were born in the world, there was a world. After we die, the world remains. It is true, but it is true only in the conventional truth. Truth can be divided into two: conventional truth and ultimate truth. Conventional truth means before we were born in the world, there was a world. After we die, the world remains. You may think that before you came here, the temple was here. After we leave, the temple remains. It is true, but only in conventional truth. In this situation, you can do good deeds with your mind. You can practice generosity. You can practice loving kindness. You can practice virtue. As the result of these activities, you will have the good results. But still, you are in this circle, because you are not away from delusion of the second level of here. That the second level of wisdom is the understanding of impermanence, the dependent origination. Until we will understand the dependent origination, we can't go away from this circle, even though we practice a lot of good deeds in our life. We can get good results, fruitful results according to our good attention and good emotions, but still we are in the circle. We can be reborn in good life, but after we will be reborn, not only we have the good life, but we will have other bonuses. What are other bonuses? After we will be reborn. Even though we have a good life, blissful life, we are not away from old age, decay, death, yes, loss and rebirth. We have these results. Not only blissful life. If you want to receive your son or daughter or your husband or wife again in your next life, you can practice good deeds and you can receive the thing that you wish. But you will receive not only your beloved relative, with that relative you will receive other things: separation, illnesses, decay, death. All things are together with our beloved and nearest person. That is why Buddhism has explained the way how we overcome this circle. And the interesting thing in Buddhism is that other religions have explained their liberation after death, but that Buddhism explains the liberation or enlightenment before we die. That is the special thing in Buddhism. After we enlighten, we can live more. We can live further with our relatives and friends. And also we can help others to develop their spirituality. Here, the special thing is the four things that I have been explaining. The first three things can be included into this circle. Even though you are in hell or heaven or Brahma realm, you are in this circle. What is the reason? What is the main reason? Ignorance or delusion. What is the delusion? Delusion means when we experience something, we may think that before I experience something, it was here. After I experience, it remains here. It is like, when some pets, like dog, cat, when they go to the mirror, they may think that there was someone there. After they leave the mirror, the pet may think that still those things remain there. The other example is, there are some children who are in very young age. When they open fridge, they may think that the light is flashing there before they open the door. After they close the door of fridge, they think that still it is light inside. It is true? It is not true, but they think it. How do we know it? Did you check it? Did you check and did you put a camera inside the fridge and did you check it? When you go to the mirror, your reflection appears there. As soon as you leave there, the reflection disappears there. Did you check it with a camera or video? Did you check it? No, we never checked it. How do we know it? By intelligence, wisdom. We have no mistake. Surely we know it is correct. We know it intelligently, wisely. And also here, this understanding also like that here, the very important thing is impermanence. Impermanence and changing is different. Changing means viparinama in Pali language. Viparinama is changing something. This building one day can be destroyed. Our body little by little go to decay. We are reaching the death. Our ears, our eyes are going to decay, going to weakness. That is changing. Anybody can understand this reality. Here people understand the impermanence is changing. Changing is not difficult to understand. Even scientists have discovered very clearly the change. You can understand this table one day can be destroyed. Everything one day go to dust. But here, when we go to this level, it says in fifth one, there are some karmas, actions that neither black nor white, which consequence neither black nor white results, which conduct to the destruction of action. Akanna asukha vipaka. They are not black or white. They are the karmas that we should generate in this level. While we are doing good deeds in this level, little by little we should try to reach this level. But directly, suddenly we can go to this level. Living in this circle, little by little we practice. We listening to Dhamma, we practice meditation. Little by little we try to go to this level. Sometimes, once a day, we are only 1 second in this way. Again, we come back. And again we go 1 minute. And again suddenly come back. And little by little we try to improve the duration that we are in this reality. What is the impermanence that they are says? It means, we usually get the same example. When we do this sound, we can understand this finger one day can be destroyed. My ear one day goes to decay. My mind also suddenly changes. It can be understood. This is a very important thing. You should be very careful when you understand this reality. You should be intelligent. This sound is impermanent. It means this sound was not here before you heard it. After you heard this sound doesn't remain. This sound arises and ceases at the moment. And also this sound doesn't belong to my fingers, my ears, my mind. This sound doesn't belong to anything. But without these conditions, this sound doesn't appear, doesn't arise. Because of these reasons, sound arises, but this sound doesn't belong to anything. This is the nature of impermanence. When you see something, because of your eyes, you can see this picture. But this picture doesn't belong to my eyes or my consciousness. When these things like light, colors, walls, my eyes, my attention, my consciousness, feelings, all things are together, the experience arises. Immediately it arises, and immediately, without remaining anything, it ceases. But our ignorance doesn't accept it. Like the pet who went to the mirror, after he left the mirror, still he thinks that someone is there, he is waiting to bath me. And that ignorance is still, it has that ignorance. We are not ignorant in front of the mirror, but we are ignorant everywhere. And little by little, we try to overcome this misunderstanding, ignorance or delusion, and we try to develop the duration that we live in intelligence. And the very important thing is understanding of impermanence. Impermanence means when you speak something, you can blame me, but that sound doesn't belong to you. But because of our ignorance, when you blame me, I think that you blame me. I will see. I try to relate this sound to your physical body. And also, after the sound ceases, still I am thinking. When I think you, I may think that that person blamed me. Then still I am in that experience. even though it has ceased, I think still it is happening. Like that cat left the mirror, still he is thinking that other cat is there. When you experience something, after experience, when you think it again, what happens to you? You are here, your physical body is here, your mind is there. Not only you focus there, but your mind is filled with that experience. That is why we suffer. When somebody is departed, when somebody died, you cry. When you cry, what is the nature of your mind? Why you cry? When you cry, you live in that experience. When your mom, when your grandma died, when you cry, you may say that my grandma helped me and she fed me. While you are telling that these things, you are crying. At that moment, be sure you are not in the present moment. You are in that past experience. Not only remembering that incident, but your mind is filled in that experience. That's why you suffer. If we can overcome this ignorance, and also if we can keep our full attention in the present moment with mindfulness, we can remember anything. But we don't suffer. Buddhism never says to forget something. If you forget something, it is a big mistake in your life. We should forgive. We should forgive persons, but we should not forget names. And here, with the understanding of the dependent origination is the heart of Buddhism. And it means that is the process of arising and ceasing of suffering. If we are ignorant, then we have no excuse. Even though we do good deeds, we will have the good result, but still we are in ignorance. And when we remember someone, if we think that there is a permanent person outside, then, when that person changes, when that person is going to decay, old age, death, we are also suffering. While we are associating with people, Buddhism has explained the way how we overcome suffering. You can remember your child, but as soon as you remember that child, if you are knowledgeable that I remember in this moment that person's 4 elements, earth element, water element, fire element, and wind element. These are the things which consist of a physical body. And also, these are the primary things of everyone. But here, we create a person. This is my dad, this is my son. Your children say that you are dad. Your mom say you are son. Your grandchildren may say that you are grandfather. We say that you are our friend. But it is different from person to person. If you are in the same person, you should be same everywhere. But we create a person according to our point of view, according to our ignorance. when we are going to the deeper level, whatever we experience, whether human or unhuman, whether living beings or material things, we meet four elements, fundamental elements. And also there is other thing, you may think that how is mind? Mind also you can see. But mind also one of the things that we have, but it is invisible and also it is impermanent. It also arises and ceases at the moment. After someone dies, we can see further his physical body. But we usually have a combination, attachment with the physical body. We don't think that he has a mind, he has a consciousness. We never think when we associate a person. But after someone dies, we think that now he hasn't a mind, now he is a dead body. Until he dies, we think that the physical body is the person. And that is one of the truths. But when we go to the deeper level, what is the highest understanding, comprehension? Whether you have a soul or not, when I experience you, when I see you, that experience arises in this moment, like this sound. This experience didn't come to the present from the past. This experience will not go to future from the present. This experience arises at the moment, immediately it ceases. We have only one experience at once. We have 6 senses. But one sense is active one. When one is active, the other 5 things are not active. Because these 6 things are very fast, we may think that these 6 things work together. We have only one experience at once. When you think your children, your entire life is your children. When you think your mom, your entire life is your mom. When you think your car, which is on the street, your entire life is your vehicle. We have only one experience at once. If it can be comprehended with this understanding, and also if we can live in the present moment with mindfulness, with this understanding, it means we are away from suffering. It means we are away from this circle. This is foundation of this theory, mindfulness. Mindfulness, and also with mindfulness in one side, we improve our concentration. The other side, we develop our wisdom, reflecting on impermanence. Our success depends on how far we live in concentration and wisdom with the foundation of mindfulness. That is why last time we explained mindfulness is our GPA. Wisdom is our IQ or EIQ. If we can develop the duration of mindfulness that we practice living in the present moment, it means we are improving our GPA, Buddhist GPA. Not only living in the present moment with concentrated mind, we reflect on impermanence. Whatever we experience through our senses, finally we have 5 things. What are the 5 things that we have in our bottom level in the life? Whatever we experience throughout our 6 senses, we have 5 aggregates. 5 aggregates. 5 groups of consist. 5 groups of consist. One of them is matter, rupa, and vedana, feelings. Sanya, perception. Sanya, perception. Sankhara, mental objects. Mental objects. And vijnana, consciousness. These 5 things cannot be divided. Whatever we experience throughout our eyes, when we see this paper, when we see you, when we see this light, when I remember something, when I hear something, when I smell something, when I experience something through my skin, whatever we experience through our 6 senses, it means these 5 things arise at the moment. These 5 things can be understood by wisdom, by intelligence. In the physical world, we can divide these 5 things. Like when we drink a coffee or tea, you can divide water, this is water, this is sugar, this is tea, this is coffee, this is hot. You can separate. When you drink a coffee or tea, you know that sugar is a little, it is very hot. You can understand. Even though you divide those parts of coffee, you can understand every part by intelligence. Here also like that. We have a technique to understand by practicing 4-fold mindfulness. We try to recognize these 5 things. And these 5 things is the nature of our life. But when we experience something through our senses, if we think this is the person, this is my mom, this is my dad, this is the flower, if our mind is fixed in flowers, then I am not here. I jump to the another place. This is only 5 groups of existence. But here, not only groups, but aggregates. Aggregates means clinging, attachment, upadana, clinging. Then 5 aggregates says that this is the flower, this is the boy. We may think that when we experience these 5 groups, if we are ignorant that it is flower or person or place, it means we are in suffering. It doesn't mean that after we experience enlightenment, we can recognize these things. Actually, we can recognize. Although we recognize this flower, this person, our mind is not fixed in the person, in the flower. Now our mind is fixed in this flower. That is why we go to outside. When you go to the mirror, if you think the reflection is there, then if you want to comb your hair, you are going to comb the picture reflection in the mirror. If you are wise, when you see the mirror, when you see your reflection in the mirror, you comb your hair here. When you experience something, if you suffer, if you are not unhappy, the reason is not outside. Where is the reason? Reason is inside. Nobody or nothing can bring you suffering or happiness. Happiness or suffering arises according to our point of view, according to our ignorance, according to our attachment, according to our karmic energy. If we can change inside, whatever we experience, whether good or bad, it can create suffering or happiness. After we enlighten, Buddha says very clearly in a very special discourse, Indriya Bhavana Sutta in Majjhima Nikaya, when we see something which is unpleasant, if we want to think it as pleasant, we can understand like that. When we experience something which is pleasant, if we want to reflect in as unpleasant, we can do it. If we want to keep our mind in equanimity among good and bad, we can do it. Because we have completely controlled our mind inside. This is our success. Buddha explained the way how we improve our success, our skillfulness, our proficiency. Our proficiency, skillfulness depends on how far we have developed our wisdom, intelligence, throughout this understanding. Listening to Dhamma, discussing, preaching, chanting and meditating. Day by day, we develop this understanding. Especially, concentration is very important. Keeping our mind in the present moment. If we can reflect on some kind of meditation techniques again and again, like breathing meditation, loving kindness meditation, we train our mind to live in the present moment and also we develop our concentration. When our mind is concentrated, then we can see the world reality as it is, impermanent. Finally, we see only thin in the world. Whatever we experience through our senses, we know very well. This experience arises and ceases at the moment. When we see something, when we hear something, when we smell something, when we taste something, whatever we experience through our six senses, we are fully enlightened. We are fully in bright situation, in white, that we know very well. This experience arises and ceases at the moment. From moment to moment, from day to day. If you want to overcome suffering, this is the fact. And not only collecting good deeds, while we are doing good deeds, we generate positive thoughts. We try to develop our longevity, good complexion, health. These are very important in this life. By practicing generosity, by practicing virtue, by practicing loving kindness meditation, we try to develop good friends, health, good complexion, longevity. But these are not the final destinations, final goals. What is our final goal? What is the final goal in our life? Our final goal is liberation, getting rid of suffering completely. Not only hereafter. Whether you believe or not next birth, it doesn't matter. But everyone likes to get rid of suffering in this life. For that, this is the fact. And as the a result of practicing this path, actually we can experience anything. It is not a fault. What is the fault? When we experience something, if our mind is fixed in outside, and that is the fault, that is the cause of suffering. When we see you, when we look at you, I can recognize you. If I can recognize, it is a big mistake in my life. I can recognize you, but throughout your body I understand the four elements, and finally I understand five aggregates, and in the bottom level, as soon as I experience you, I understand five aggregates arise inside. Those five aggregates didn't come to present from the past. These five aggregates will not go to future from the present. These five aggregates arise and cease at the moment. If we have complete understanding with mindfulness in this reality, nobody can disturb our peace of mind. That is the way that Buddha explained to make a refuge, safety, insurance. Buddha says, dwell with yourself as an island, as a refuge, no other refuge. We usually see a refuge from outside. Even our physical body is not a refuge. This physical body is also day by day going to decay, old age. This physical body, even though we feed very well daily, it is reaching the death. Whether we like or not, whether we believe or not, this is the reality. We have no real refuge. But if we can improve this understanding, Dhamma knowledge, comprehension, concentration, mindfulness, and finally wisdom, this is the real refuge. It doesn't mean that we don't do our duties and responsibilities. Actually, after this experience, we do more things than we do now. Now you may sleep 6 hours per day. After this experience, you reduce it to 2 hours. Because awakening is more comfortable than sleeping. We are so active. We are so courageous. We are so awakened after this experience. And day by day, if we can develop this understanding, actually this is the real success in our life. As the result of practicing these things, five qualities gradually increase. These four things again can be included into five. When we practice Eightfold Path, when we practice impermanence, and especially when we practice mindfulness, then our energy increases. And also other side, when we practice mindfulness, our concentration gradually increases. Concentration also increases. And also, not only concentration, when we see the result by practicing this Dhamma, our confidence in Buddha's enlightenment, Saddha, gradually increases. Confidence. It is not just a blind faith. When we see the result by practicing Dhamma, we are so happy. Day by day, our confidence in Buddha's enlightenment gradually increases. And also, finally, the highest wish in our life is wisdom gradually increases to the highest level. These are the 5 spiritual faculties. When Buddha meets a person, as soon as the Buddha meets a person, he suddenly sees these 5 qualities, how far that person has developed these qualities in his previous life. This is our real dowry. This is our real wealth. This is our real property. These are the things which decide our happiness. These are the things which decide our liberation. And mindfulness is the center. Mindfulness is the center. Have any question? Okay, our final destination is wisdom. As the result of improving wisdom, we see only arising and ceasing of 5 aggregates. We have no attachment, no disattachment. We create a balanced mind, equal mind. And also, we have energy to give this knowledge to the world kindly. We don't try to change other person's religion. We try to change their vision to correct way. We don't need a person to change their religion. Buddha didn't do it. When other religious people came to Buddha, they had to promise that not to give up their previous teachers. If you promise me that you don't give up your teacher, I explain this Dhamma to you. If you don't promise me, I don't think you can get the result from this message. And Buddha didn't want to change people to their religion. Buddha wanted to change their vision, change their point of view. That is the thing that we should do. And if we can overcome ignorance, it doesn't matter where we are in, because we are away from suffering. And if we have this understanding, we try to help others to improve their intelligence, because this is only path that we can overcome suffering. We can help someone with the food. The food is beneficial for 1 or 2 days. If we can give someone a cloth, shirt or something, it is beneficial for 1 or 2 years. If we can give a job to a person, it is beneficial for 30 or 40 years. If we can give a house to a person, it is beneficial in this life. But if we can help someone with this understanding, it is beneficial for his entire samsaric journey. While we are helping other ways, we always try to help in this way, giving wisdom to them. This is the highest way that we can help a person. This is the highest gift. That is why Buddha says, Sabbadanan Dhammadanan Jinati. Giving Dhamma, gift of Dhamma excels all other gifts. Gift of Dhamma excels all other gifts. But they should have a qualification. What are the qualifications that they should have? Very first thing, when we are going to explain something to someone, what is the first quality that they should have? Good attention, active listening. If they don't have active listening, we can't help them. The second one is intelligence. If they are not intelligent, they can't understand what we say. And these two qualities are very important. And also the third one is honesty. We should be honest. When we are going to get the result throughout this message, we should be honest. These three qualities are very, very important. What they are? Good attention, active listening, intelligence, and honesty. If somebody has these three qualities, actually can go all steps of spirituality. Okay, thank you so much for your good attention. And because of your active listening, you could acquire a lot of things throughout this discussion. And if you have some questions, you can read this article again, and also if you have more questions, you can write down and bring to next class. Okay? Thank you so much. Now, end of this session, we usually transfer the merits to our beloved departed relatives. That is one of our traditions that we do as Buddhists. And by the power of all these merits that we acquired at this moment, by practicing meditation, listening Dhamma, we acquired a lot of meritorious thoughts in our mind. By the power of all these merits, may our departed relatives also receive these merits, and may they rejoice with these merits, and may they also attain final bliss of liberation. With that intention, let's transfer these merits to our departed relatives too. Idamme ñātīnaṁ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo. Idamme ñātīnaṁ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo. Idamme ñātīnaṁ hotu sukhitā hontu ñātayo. By the power of all these merits, may guardian deities and angels also receive these merits, and may they enhance their spiritual energy. May they keep their eye on you too. May they also attain final bliss of liberation. With that intention, let's transfer these merits to guardian deities and angels too. Ākāsaṭṭhā ca bummatti devā nāgā mahiddhikā puññantaṃ anumoditvā chiraṃ rakkhantu sāsanam. Ākāsaṭṭhā ca bummatti devā nāgā mahiddhikā puññantaṃ anumoditvā chiraṃ rakkhantu desanam. Ākāsaṭṭhā ca bummatti devā nāgā mahiddhikā puññantaṃ anumoditvā chiraṃ rakkhantu tvaṃ sadā. By the power of all these merits, may you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you. May no problems come to you. May your all righteous wishes meet with success. Finally, may you attain final bliss of liberation. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Dukkham pantā ca niddukkhaṃ, bhayam pantā ca nibbayāṃ, sokam pantā ca nissokāṃ, hanto sambe pipānino.